Welcome to the Raise Your Energy podcast. My name is Linda Lange and I'm your host and energy and emotions expert. Quite a few of my students tell me that they struggle with visualization, with visualizing their desired future, their dreams and their goals. They struggle to create the right pictures in their imagination that align with their vision. So I thought that this might apply as well to you. So I collected all of my tips and all of my advice on this topic, which will leave you able to visualize without pictures. So let's begin. If you have trouble visualizing pictures, then you are not alone. Lots of people struggle with it for very good reasons, which I'm going to share with you today. The good news is that visualizing does not only come in pictures. I know, the word visualization implies that you see something visually. But for the purpose of visualization, you can actually use other senses and other techniques that are more aligned and easier for you. And if you're asking yourself, why and when am I supposed to visualize? Let me cover this very briefly for you. I'm referring to visualization when it comes to meditation and manifestation. If you have followed this podcast now for a while, I talk regularly about the power of mental rehearsal as part of your meditation practice or as part of just changing your life. We humans have a big enough frontal lobe, which is part of your brain that allows us to imagine. With that imagination, we can create a new reality or even a new self. We can picture how a situation might look different or how we are living a totally different life. And that rehearsing of another reality allows our brains, bodies, and personality to actually change. Professional athletes use this technique as part of their daily training. They imagine in their minds how they are running the race perfectly or how to go through their gymnastics routine without missing a step. And you can use this technique to change things, situations, or circumstances in your life. Now, coming back to the visualization part of that mental rehearsal, you may struggle with creating pictures or images. And the reason for that is not that you're doing something wrong. And it doesn't mean that you cannot use visualization at all, but that is a common mistake people then make. They assume that it just doesn't work for them because they cannot bring up those pictures to mentally rehearse a new future or a new self. So they give up. They stop using the technique altogether. And it does not help, of course, that most teachers or experts only tell you to bring up images. So you, of course, assume that this is the only way. Makes sense, right? But it's not. There are other ways to visualize yourself a new future or a new you. And I will share with you now the common challenges or misconceptions you can have about visualization and what to do so you can leverage this powerful tool going forward. Misconception number 1, you have to come up with something yourself. Students have shared with me that they struggle with imagining the future that they desire. And that makes total sense. You have not experienced it yet. So there is no record in your brain that you can tap into to bring up images. But the good news is that you don't have to create it all by yourself. You can use tools to help you. The first technique you can use is to bring up a memory that is similar to the one that you're trying to imagine. Maybe something that part of that vision is the same, but other things are differently. So when you have a memory, go ahead and change small aspects of that memory. For example, you want to become the head of a department of a big company and you struggle with imagining this company because you don't know yet which one it's going to be. So think back to an office space of a big company. Either you worked for one, maybe you still work for one, or you visited one before. Just use the office space without focusing really on what company it is, what they do, or their brand. And then picture yourself being the head of the department in that office space. Where is your office? How does it look like? Where would you hold your leadership team meetings? In that office, in that building? And maybe imagine the boss of the company coming to your desk to talk to you. Sometimes it's just small details that trick us into thinking that we are bad at visualization or that we do it wrong. So use what you have seen or experienced before and just make small changes so you can create a version that works for you. The other tool to use are TV shows or video clips. Use images of movies or those video clips to create the reality of your dream in your head. If you want to visualize yourself living in a mansion, but you have never been in one, then watch TV programs or videos on YouTube with mansions and use those images to build your new life in your mind. I love to watch real estate videos on YouTube of million-dollar houses. It helps me to normalize as well living in one of those houses, so my subconscious mind sees it as a given instead of an unobtainable wish. It gives me a chance as well to get clearer on what I like and what I don't like. So if I click on one of those videos and in the first 30 seconds I realize that this is not a house I would want to live in because it just doesn't fit perfectly, I actually stop the video. I only watch videos of houses that truly align with my vision, my preferences, and my requirements. And if you want to, you can take this to another level and actually go to viewings of dream houses. Or you can test drive that car that you want to manifest. You can go for walks in the area that you so desire to live in. And once you experience these places or objects, you can use them for your mental rehearsal, even if you still want to change a few aspects of it, no problem. But it helps you to create those images for your visualization. Misconception number 2. Seeing words instead of pictures is doing it wrong. If someone asks you to imagine a boat and you see the word boat written out, it means you rather imagine words than pictures. And that's fine. It just means that you prefer to use the left side of your brain instead of the right side. So left brain dominated people tend to think more in words and right brain people tend to think more in images. It's only a preference and there's nothing wrong with you if you struggle creating images during your visualization. In your case, you want to embrace the words that you create as your imagination and as your visualization tool. To manifest, you can use the word exactly like you use a picture. If you want to manifest your dream car, instead of imagining how the car looks like a picture, you focus on the description of the car, like the word Ferrari or Porsche. You are just using a different way to align your energy to the desired future. The result is the same. So never worry again that you cannot create images and rather focus all your power on those words in your mind. Misconception number 3. Your sense of vision is the only sense to visualize with. Not true. About half of humans have sight or vision as their dominant sense. That's fact. So from all of the senses that we have, sight, hearing, touch, smelling, tasting, most people use vision as their dominant sense to understand the world and to visualize. But it's just one of your senses. The second most dominant sense is actually hearing. In that case, you use voices and sounds as part of your visualization. If you visualize your dream job, imagine the kind of conversations you have. If you visualize your dream car, then imagine the sounds it makes or the kind of music you listen to while you're driving. And if you visualize your dream relationship, then imagine the loving words that your dream partner says to you. The next sense is touch, which is called kinesthetic. If you are someone who loves to move their body and you love touching things to understand and experience them, then your sense of touch is very strong. So use it in your visualization practices. If you visualize your dream car, imagine the texture of the car seat on your skin. Imagine the actual driving experience with the wind on your skin, in your hair, or the speed that you're getting to actually giving you butterflies in your tummy. If you dream about a perfect holiday, then imagine all the physical things that you want to experience while on that holiday. All the different things that you get to touch. Get creative in bringing up the vision of your dream through your body and through the nerves under your skin. The sense of smell and taste are the least dominant ones, but they can still be very strong for visualization purposes. For example, how does your car smell like, especially when it's new? What does the food taste like on your dream holiday? And all of that is exactly the reason why I always ask you to bring up all of your senses during my visualization meditations. I never just focus on one sense, aka your vision. I always ask questions that help you to bring up all of your senses so you can see which one as well is the strongest for you. And that can change as well from meditation to meditation, so whatever works for you, but just keep tapping into all of those senses. I will provide you with the link to my most played meditation on my YouTube channel, which is a short and sweet visualization meditation. And before we end, I will leave you with another important ingredient when it comes to mental rehearsal. Because visualization is really just one part of mental rehearsal. Again, something not so many people tell you about, but there is another important component to rehearsing your desired future. And those are our feelings. The way you feel during your visualization efforts is often the missing ingredient to move towards your desired future. It's how you get your body to change with you. If you visualize yourself to be rich, but your body is conditioned to be poor or maybe undeserving of being wealthy, all of your efforts in the visualization department might never get you there. We need to bring up the feelings that go along with being wealthy or being rich, so the body starts to feel in alignment with your vision. If you want to learn more about that aspect of mental rehearsal, so the emotions and the feelings that are a crucial part of it, then listen to episode 75, where I explain why emotions are such an important part of the process. I hope this episode helped you to give visualization another chance. You have now many different options and tools to make it work for you. Thank you so much for watching this video with me today. Make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes, and leave me a thumbs up if you like this video. And with that, I love you and leave you. Talk soon and bye bye.